You ever looked in the mirror and felt that fire inside you, the one that whispers you're made for more, but the moment you open your mouth, your voice trembles? That's not weakness. That's power trapped behind fear. Confidence isn't born, it's forged. Every word you speak is a reflection of the belief you carry within. The world doesn't listen to silence, it bows to certainty. When you talk with confidence, you don't just communicate, you command. People feel your energy before they even process your words. And that energy is built through discipline, through speaking when your mind says stay quiet, through standing tall when your heart says hide. Confidence isn't pretending to be fearless. It's showing up despite the fear, knowing your worth, knowing your vision, and refusing to be small. Every conversation is a stage, and you are the performance. Speak like your words can shift the universe, because they can. Every sentence is a declaration of who you are becoming. Never whisper your doctor. Eames announced them. The moment you stop apologizing for your voice is the moment the world starts listening. Confidence is not natural. It's practiced through repetition. Nobody is born confident. No one wakes up one morning suddenly fearless, articulate, and self-assured. Confidence is not a gift. It's a skill. And like any skill, it demands work, discipline, and repetition. The problem is that most people think confidence comes first, that they need to feel confident before they act. But the truth is the opposite. You act first, and the confidence follows. Every great speaker, every successful leader, every person you admire once stood where you are now, uncertain, nervous, doubting every word. What separated them wasn't talent. It was persistence. They practiced until confidence became their default setting. When you repeat something often enough, your brain begins to believe it's normal. The first time you speak in front of others, your hands might shake, your throat might tighten. Why? Our thoughts might scatter. But the second time, you shake less. The third time, you start to breathe easier. The 10th time, your voice doesn't quiver, it commands. The 20th time, people start to listen. And by the 100th, confidence is no longer something you try to wear, it's something that wears you. Repetition rewires your brain. Every time you step up, even when afraid, you build a new pattern of courage. Think about how a boxer trains. He doesn't step into the ring for the first time and expect to dominate. He repeats the same punch thousands of times, studies his stance, improves his balance. It's boring. It's tiring, but through repetition, it becomes instinct. The same is true with confidence. The more you expose yourself to uncomfortable situations, speaking up in meetings, introducing yourself first, voicing your ideas, the less uncomfortable it becomes. Confidence is muscle memory for the mind. It's trained through consistent exposure to what scares you, but repet. Isn't just doing something over and over, it's doing it with intent. If you repeat fear, you master fear. If you repeat hesitation, you master hesitation. So when you practice confidence, do it deliberately. Stand tall, breathe deep, and speak clearly, even when your heart races. Don't wait until you feel ready. Readiness is a myth. Confidence is built in the moments you act before you feel prepared. Every repetition tells your subconscious mind, I can do this. And over time, that voice becomes louder than the doubt. Many people sabotage their growth by quitting too early. They try once, they fail, they feel embarrassed, and they retreat. But failure is not proof that you lack confidence. It's part of building it. Every stumble is a repetition in disguise, a lesson engraved into your experience. When you push through failure, you train resilience, and resilience feeds confidence. Remember, every master was once a beginner who refused to give up. Confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from persistence. The key is to embrace discomfort. If your goal is to talk with confidence, put yourself in situations where you must talk. Speak in front of small groups. Record yourself. Volunteer to share ideas. Every repetition strengthens the neural pathways that link communication and calmness. Slowly, the anxiety fades, not because it disappears, but because you've learned to control it. That's the secret. No one tells you. Confidence doesn't mean you stop feeling nervous. It means you stop letting nerves control you. There's power in understanding that repetition isn't glamorous. It's quiet, daily, and unseen. No one claps for you when you practice your speech alone at night. No one notices the dozens of awkward conversations you force yourself to have. But those repetitions are what shape you. They're the invisible foundation beneath every confident word you'll ever speak. The louder, smoother, more composed version of you is built in those unseen moments of effort. Confidence grows in layers. Each repetition adds one more. You don't leap from shy to fearless overnight. You grow from hesitant to steady, from steady to bold, from bold to unstoppable. Each layer strengthens the last until your voice becomes unshakable. That's the essence of repetition. It transforms the impossible into instinct. The truth is, confidence is less about what you say and more about what you believe when you say it. Repetition builds that belief. It teaches your mind that your words have weight, that your presence matters, that your ideas deserve space. The more you repeat confident behavior, the more your identity shifts from someone trying to be confident to someone who is confident. Identity is the real victory. Once you see yourself as capable, you act capable. And here's the final truth. Repetition demands patience. Confidence will not arrive overnight. There will be days you feel stuck, days you doubt whether it's working. But those are the moments and progress is actually happening. Growth hides behind frustration. Keep showing up. Keep speaking, even when your voice shakes. Keep practicing, even when no one listens, because repetition is silent magic. It turns fear into familiarity and anxiety into authority. One day you'll walk into a room and speak without overthinking. You'll look people in the eyes and feel no tremor of doubt. You'll realize that confidence didn't appear. It emerged from every repetition, every small victory, every time you refuse to stay silent. Confidence isn't something you find. It's something you create. And you create it one repetition at a time. Your body language speaks before your mouth does. Before you ever say a single word, your presence has already started talking. The way you walk into a room, the way your eyes move, the way your shoulders sit, these small details speak louder than your voice. People read your confidence before they hear it. You can't fake energy. It radiates from how you why yourself. Every movement, every gesture, every posture sends a message about who you are and how you see yourself. When you understand this truth, you realize that communication doesn't start with speech. It starts with presence. Confidence isn't just about what you say. It's about how you exist in a space. The most powerful people in any room don't rush, don't fidget, don't shrink. They move with purpose like they belong there because they've decided that they do. Your body follows your beliefs. If you think small, you move small. If you think powerful, your body projects power. That's why your physical state is so important. Straighten your back, lift your chin, take deeper breaths. These are not just gestures of posture. They are commands to your mind. And I am in control. Your physiology dictates your psychology. When your body shows strength, your brain begins to believe it. Think about when you see someone walk in confidently. You can feel it instantly. They don't need to say a word. Their energy fills the space and people notice. That's not arrogance. It's alignment. Their inner belief and their outer expression are synchronized. Now, contrast that with someone who walks in slouched, avoiding eye contact, arms crossed, moving fast as if trying not to exist. Even if they later speak powerful words, the audience has already decided who they are. First impressions are formed in seconds, and body language writes them faster than speech ever can. Your body language is your silent reputation. Every time you speak, your body adds punctuation to your words. If your words say, I'm confident, but your shoulders say, I'm nervous, people believe your body, not your mouth. Humans are emotional creatures. We feel energy before we analyze logic. So if you want to talk with confidence, you must first stand with confidence. You must teach your body how to speak strength before your voice ever joins the conversation. Start with posture. Your spine is your foundation. Stand. D tall, not stiff, not forced, but balanced and open. Keep your chest slightly lifted and your shoulders relaxed. This posture tells your subconscious that you are safe and powerful, and it tells others the same. Look people in the eyes, not to intimidate, but to connect. Eye contact is one of the most primal displays of confidence. It signals honesty, attention, and self-assurance. Avoiding eye contact, on the other hand, whispers insecurity. Train yourself to hold eye contact long enough to show you're comfortable, but soft enough to show you're human. Then there's movement. Confident people don't rush. They move like time belongs to them. They walk into a room as if they own it, not because they think they're better, but because they refuse to shrink. When you slow down your gestures, you control the pace of interaction. Nervous people rush, powerful people pause. A pause, when used right, is one of the most commanding tools in communication. It tells the audience that you are not AFR, aid of silence, that you are in control of the moment. Even your hands matter. When you speak, use them purposefully. Open gestures create connection. Closed ones create distance. When your hands are visible, people subconsciously trust you more. It's a signal of honesty and openness that's wired deep into our psychology. Avoid fidgeting, touching your face, or crossing your arms. These are all signals of self-doubt or defensiveness. Instead, let your gestures flow naturally with your words. The more your body matches your message, the more believable you become. Body language also influences emotion. You can change how you feel by changing how you stand. Try smiling, not the fake kind, but a grounded, calm smile that says, "I'm at ease." It's impossible for your brain to feel total fear while your body expresses warmth. Your physicality can break the loop of anxiety. So when you feel nervous before speaking, fix your body first. Straighten up, plant your feet, breathe deep, and smile lightly. You'll feel the shift instantly. There's a deeper layer too, your energy. You don't just communicate through posture. You communicate through presence. People feel when you're genuinely confident versus when you're pretending. Real confidence doesn't try to dominate others. It makes others feel safe. It's calm, grounded, and quiet in power. When your body language reflects inner peace instead of tension, people lean toward you. Your presence becomes magnetic. That's the true essence of confident body language. It doesn't shout, it draws in. To master this, study yourself. Record how you move, how you sit, how you speak. Watch your own posture during conversations. You'll begin to see the small habits that drain your presence, like slouching, looking down, or folding your arms. Correcting these is not vanity, it's strategy. You're training your body to tell the right story before your words do. Remember, people don't hear your message until they feel your presence. Over time, as you practice these physical habits, your inner state changes. You'll start to feel more confident because your body is signaling confidence to your brain. The two are connected in a powerful feedback loop. Your body tells your mind how to feel, and your mind tells your body how to act. When they agree, you become unstoppable. In the end, confidence is energy alignment. When what you think, what you feel, and what you show are all the same. That's when you walk into a room and people turn their heads without knowing why. You don't need to announce your strength. It's written in how you stand, how you move, how you breathe. Your body language speaks first, and when it speaks power, the world listens even before you open your mouth. Silence your inner critic through action, not thought. That voice in your head, the one that whispers you're not ready, not good enough, not capable, it's not the enemy. It's fear disguised as protection. It tells you to wait until you feel confident. Until why? Oh, no more until you're ready. But here's the truth. That day never comes. Confidence doesn't appear through thinking. It's built through doing. The more you think, the louder the critic gets. The more you act, the quieter it becomes. Your inner critic feeds on hesitation. Every time you overanalyze, it grows stronger. But the moment you move, the moment you take that first imperfect step, you break its power. Overthinking is like standing at the edge of a swimming pool, staring at the water, convincing yourself you'll jump once you're comfortable, but you never will. The comfort only comes after you're in the water. Action silences doubt because it replaces imagination with reality. The critic inside you lives in imagination. It survives on what if. What if I fail? What if they laugh? What if I'm not enough? But once you take action, those questions lose their grip. They're replaced by real experiences, real lessons, and real progress. You can't outthink fear. You have to outmove it. Every person who has achieved greatness has heard that same inner voice of doubt. The difference is they didn't negotiate with it. They didn't wait for silence before acting. They acted despite the noise. You don't need to erase the voice. You just need to stop obeying it. When you act, you show your mind that fear doesn't lead you. You lead fear. The inner critic might start loud, but every bold move you make lowers its volume. Eventually, it becomes background noise, still there, but powerless. Action creates evidence, and evidence destroys doubt. You can tell yourself 100 times that you're capable, but until you do something, your brain doesn't believe it. Once you act, even in small ways, you give your mind proof that you can handle challenges. That proof becomes confidence. Every step forward becomes a counter-argument against the critic's lies. It says, "You said I couldn't, but I did." That's how true confidence grows. Not from affirmations, not from empty motiva, but from consistent, fearless action. Thought without action is a trap. You sit there analyzing, preparing, waiting for the perfect moment, but perfection never arrives. Every time you delay, your inner critic wins another battle. It feeds off your inaction. It thrives in the gap between intention and execution. The longer you wait, the more powerful it becomes. The only way to cut off its oxygen is to move. Today, now, even clumsily. Because action is clarity in motion. You don't need to know the whole plan. You just need to start. Action also rewires your self-perception. When you move, your brain sees you as someone who takes control, someone who's brave enough to try. That identity shift changes everything. You stop identifying as the person who overthinks and start seeing yourself as the person who does. You build momentum, and momentum creates confidence far faster than thought ever will. Thinking too much can make you feel prepared, but acting makes you become prepared. Let's be honest, your inner critic will never disappear entirely. It's part of being human. Its job is to protect you from failure and rejection. But inner critic loses its sting when you see that mistakes don't destroy you, they strengthen you. Every misstep becomes data. Every setback becomes training. You begin to view failure as part of the process, not a reflection of your worth. That shift only happens through experience, never through theory. The irony is people often wait to feel confident before acting, not realizing that confidence is born from action. You act your way into confidence, not think your way into it. Every courageous action, no matter how small, adds another brick to your foundation of self-belief. Over time, that foundation becomes unshakable. The inner critic might still whisper, but you'll have a mountain of evidence that proves it wrong. So the next time that voice tells you to wait, to stay quiet, to play small, don't argue with it. Don't try to think your way around it. Move, speak, create, take the step that scares you. Action is truth. Thought is illusion. You can't control what your mind says, but you can control what your hands do, where your feet go, and what your mouth speaks. Those choices define your destiny. You silence the critic by outworking it, outliving it, and outgrowing it. Every action is a statement. I'm not here to doubt. I'm here to do. And as you keep doing, you'll realize something incredible. The critic never leaves, but it stops leading. It becomes background noise in the symphony of your progress. That's when you've truly won. Because the mind that once held you back now becomes the witness to your power. You don't conquer the critic with more thought. You conquer it with relentless, unapologetic action. Speak with purpose. Believe every word. Every time you open your mouth, you have a choice to fill the air with noise or to speak words that carry weight. Words are not just sounds. They are energy, direction, and intention. People don't remember everything you say. They remember how your words made them feel. That's why speaking with purpose is not about perfection. It's about conviction. When you believe every word that leaves your lips, people feel it. Your tone changes, your presence changes, and suddenly your message begins to move others instead of merely reaching them. Most people speak to be heard. Few speak to be felt. The difference lies in belief. When you truly believe what you're saying, your words align with your energy, your emotions, and your body language. You stop trying to impress and start trying to impact. And that shift from performance to purpose is what transforms ordinary communication into powerful influence. People can sense authenticity. It's an energy that can't be faked. The moment you speak with genuine conviction, the audience stops analyzing your grammar or your tone. They start trusting you. Belief builds credibility faster than any technique ever could. But believing every word doesn't come easily. It requires clarity. You must know what you stand for, what you mean, and why you're saying it. Purpose G. There's your voice direction. Without it, your words wander aimlessly. When you speak without clarity, people can feel the confusion. But when your message is driven by something real, your experiences, your lessons, your truth, it becomes magnetic. Confidence isn't found in perfect delivery. It's found in honest expression. The more you connect your words to your values, the more powerful you become. Purposeful speech also demands courage. Because when you speak from belief, not everyone will agree, and that's okay. Confidence is not about pleasing everyone. It's about standing firm in what you know to be true. Weak speech tries to avoid conflict. Strong speech invites conversation. When you speak with purpose, you don't chase validation, you command respect. Even those who disagree with you will recognize your conviction. People may question your ideas, but they can't deny your sincerity. And sincerity is the most persuasive force in communication. To speak with purpose, slow down. Most people rush their words because they're afraid of silence or judgment. But when you pause, when you take your time, you send a message that your words matter. Purposeful speaking isn't loud, it's deliberate. It's the art of controlling the rhythm of your speech so every word lands with intention. Great communicators use silence as punctuation. They understand that the space between words carries as much meaning as the words themselves. A pause can create impact that shouting never will. Believing every word also means speaking from experience, not theory. Don't repeat what others say. Speak what you know. Share your truth, your lessons, your scars. People don't connect to perfection. They connect to authenticity. When you speak from the heart, your words carry the weight of real experience. They become more than advice. They become testimony. You stop sounding like a motivational echo and start sounding like a living example. And that's where real influence is born. Purposeful speech is also about alignment between your inner world and your outer voice. If your words say one thing, but your emotions say another, people feel the disconnect. You might say, I'm confident, but if your tone trembles, your eyes dart, and your energy feels uncertain, the message loses power. Believing every word means bringing your entire being, your voice, your body, your expression, into alignment with your message. When your energy and your language are unified, your presence becomes unshakable. Speaking with purpose also transforms how you listen. When you value the meaning of your own words to fit expectations, trying to sound right instead of being real. But every time you water down your truth, your words lose power. You cannot inspire others by speaking someone else's language. The world doesn't need another echo. It needs a voice, and your voice becomes powerful the moment you stop trying to sound impressive and start trying to sound authentic. Speaking with purpose means speaking as if your words matter, because they do. Belief also gives you resilience. When you stand behind your words, criticism doesn't break you. You don't crumble when people doubt you, because your conviction doesn't depend on their approval. When you truly believe in what you're saying, you become immune to external judgment. You may listen to feedback, but it doesn't define you. Purpose protects you from insecurity. It anchors your confidence in truth, not applause. To reach that level, practice mindful speech. Before you speak, ask yourself, why am I saying this? What do I want to create through? These words. Every sentence you speak either builds or breaks something. Trust, clarity, emotion, connection. Choose to build. Choose to leave people stronger than before you spoke. When your purpose is contribution, your voice becomes a tool for change. The most powerful speakers in history weren't the loudest. They were the most intentional. Their words came from deep belief, and belief is contagious. When you speak with purpose, people start believing not just in you, but in themselves. Your conviction awakens theirs. You remind them what truth feels like. That's the ultimate impact of speaking with purpose. It doesn't just inform minds. It ignites hearts. So the next time you speak, whether to one person or 1,000, slow down, breathe, and anchor yourself in your truth. Don't speak to impress, speak to express. Don't speak to fill silence, speak to create meaning. Every word you say carries energy, so make sure it carries belief. Because when you speak with purpose and believe, every word, you don't just communicate, you transform. Confidence grows when you stop fearing judgment and start owning your truth. The reason most people never truly become confident isn't because they lack talent, beauty, or intelligence. It's because they hand over their power to other people's opinions. They live their lives on mute, constantly adjusting their behavior, their voice, and even their dreams to fit the expectations of others. Judgment is the invisible cage that keeps potential locked away. But the moment you stop trying to please the crowd, the moment you decide that your truth matters more than their approval, something powerful awakens inside you. That's when real confidence begins. Fear of judgment is natural. We all want to be liked, respected, accepted. It's wired into our DNA. But what starts as a desire for connection often turns into dependence. We begin to measure our worth by the reactions we get. One frown and we doubt ourselves. One laugh and we feel die again. But confidence built on approval is fragile. It disappears the moment validation does. Real confidence doesn't come from applause. It comes from authenticity. It's the calm, grounded strength of knowing who you are and standing by it, even when others don't understand. Owning your truth means accepting every part of yourself, the good, the bad, and the growing. It means looking at your flaws, your scars, your story, and saying, "Geez, this is me." The world tries to convince you to hide your imperfections, but the irony is what makes you imperfect is exactly what makes you real. When you embrace your truth, you stop performing and start living. People are drawn to authenticity because it's rare. Everyone's trying to be perfect. Few are brave enough to be honest. When you fear judgment, you give your voice away. You hesitate before speaking. You second-guess your opinions, and you shrink in rooms where you should stand tall. But when you own your truth, you no longer wait for permission to be yourself. You speak your thoughts clearly, not to impress, but to express. You stop chasing acceptance and start attracting respect. Because deep down, people don't admire perfection. They admire courage. They admire those who are unapologetically themselves in a world that constantly tells them not to be. Think about it. Every person you look up to, every leader, artist, or visionary faced judgment. They were criticized, mocked, and misunderstood. But they didn't stop. They didn't bend their truth to fit comfort. They stayed loyal to their vision. That's what made them great. Confidence isn't the absence of judgment. It's the strength to keep going despite it. When you stop fearing judgment, you stop living reactively and start living intentionally. You stop being shaped by other people's opinions and start shaping your own destiny. Judgment will always exist. No matter what you do, someone will disagree, someone will criticize, someone will talk. But here's the SECR. Judgment only hurts when you believe it. If you know your truth, other people's words lose their weight. Their opinions become noise instead of commands. You realize that most judgment is a reflection of the person giving it, not the one receiving it. People project their insecurities onto others. The moment you stop taking it personally, you become free. Owning your truth is also about responsibility. It's saying, this is who I am, this is what I believe, and I accept the consequences of standing by it. That's real maturity. Weak confidence hides behind excuses and masks. Strong confidence says, I'll be real, even if it costs me comfort. And ironically, when you live that way, life starts to reward you. People trust you more. Opportunities align more naturally. You attract others who resonate with your energy instead of those who only tolerate your image. One of the most freeing realizations you can have is that judgment doesn't define you. Your response to it does. Every time someone doubts you, you have a choice. Retreat into fear or rise into truth. The first keeps you ordinary. The second makes you unstoppable. Confidence grows every time you choose truth over approval. Each time you stand firm in your beliefs, each time you say what you mean without apology, you strengthen your sense of self. Over time, that becomes unshakable. Owning your truth also means embracing vulnerability. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's not pretending to know everything or acting invincible. It's the quiet strength of being real, even when it's uncomfortable. It's saying, and I don't have all the answers, but I'm not afraid to show up as I am. That level of honesty disarms people because it's rare. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's courage in its purest form. When you dare to be seen fully, flaws and all, judgment loses its power because you've already accepted yourself. When you stop fearing judgment, life opens up. You start saying yes to things you used to avoid. You take risks, speak up, and pursue dreams without the constant need for approval. You stop living half-heartedly. You stop holding back your opinions or toning down your light just to make others comfortable. Confidence grows in those moments when you choose authenticity over acceptance, purpose over popularity, truth over comfort. And here's the paradox.